Hey BoLS fans, welcome to another BoLS Battle Report. Today we are doing a trench run. What's a trench run? Glad you asked. It's going to be the Rebels versus the Imperials. The Imperials are going to be running Black Squadron at the trench right before the big fight. So it's a 150-point game. We're only playing 6 turns for the time limit here. So see what the Rebels are running right now. We have Dash, the 58 Special, all the fixings. You know the loadout's my favorite. Next up, we have the Z-95 Headhunter piloted by Lieutenant Blount with the engine upgrade assault missiles, a second Z-95 Headhunter with assault missiles and munitions failsafe, that's just a Bandit Squadron pilot, and then 2 Gold Squadron Y-Wings with BTL upgrade, R2 Astromech, and the Ion Cannon turret. The Imperials, as you can see here, are running Darth Vader in a TIE Advance with proton rocket, shield upgrade, and squad leader, so he's fully loaded there. We've got Mauler Mithril, the TIE Fighter. He's got Expose and Experimental interface. Then we've got Dirt Curse. He's going to be running a stealth device. And then Backstabber, also running a stealth device. Then we've got a Black Squadron pilot, the first one with Wingmen, and then 2 more also running Wingmen as well. So we weren't kidding when we said it was a full Black Squadron. So with that said, let's jump right into the game. Alright, top of turn 1, what's going down? So naturally, the Rebels are going to be moving their stuff first. They're all pilot skill 2, so the Y-Wing is going to move up, the first one. Second Y-Wing is going to move up as well, and then the Z-95 is going to go. They all went 2 ahead, and their action was just a focus. So just everything's moving up, going 2 ahead. The first TIE Fighter, just regular Black Squadron, is going to move 5 forward, and his ability will be each choosing to evade. The second TIE Black Squadron is going 4 ahead, and the third TIE there just went 4 ahead full. Next up will be Backstabber. Backstabber is going to be moving after Jay puts down all of his actions for the turn. Backstabber is going to move up now. There he goes. He's going 5 ahead, and he will also evade. Then Dark Curse will go 4 ahead and evade as well. Lieutenant Blount is now going to go ahead, 4 ahead full, and his action will be to focus. And then Mauler's going to go up 4 ahead as well and evade. And then last for the Rebels here, Dash is going to go 4 ahead and do some fancy trickery because he's Dash. So 4 ahead, his action will be to boost, and then he'll use a push the limit to do a barrel roll. The reason they're doing this again is because he's rocking Kyle Katarn as his co-pilot, which when Kyle, the next turn when you remove a stress token, Kyle provides you with a free focus. So I'm using these maneuvers not only to get Dash closer to a target, and eventually to barrel roll him out of the firing arc of one of the ties, but also to generate stress, because stress will trigger for next turn to give me the free focus and allow me to keep doing 2 actions every turn, because that's what the 58 Special does. So there you rotate there. Last, but certainly not least, Vader's going to move up, last pilot for the Imperials, and he's just going to evade. Now we get to the shooting phase. Really the only person that's got a shot at this point is Dash, and he's going to fire at one of the ties here, as you can see. And this is a rare instance. Larry and Jay can back me up. Jay is the guy I'm playing, but I'm firing at that tie right there. Range band 3, it's going to be 4 dice with a heavy laser cannon, and I completely whiffed, which is a rare occurrence for Dash. So turn 2, what's going to happen, the Z-95 is going to move up 2, and so are the Y-Wing, sorry, move up 1, and the action will be focus. The 2 Y-Wings are going to move up. This is when I realized I was being a little bit too conservative with the Z-95. For the assault missiles to work, you have to get a target lock, which I should have moved up a little bit further, got a target lock on, and anyway, I pay for it later. Anyway, the first tie is going to move up. He's going to do a slight left bank there to the side there, and then barrel roll and get out of the firing arc of the Z-95. The second tie is going to move up 5 forward. The first one 3. The third tie is going to move 5 forward as well, and they're both going to focus. Then it's going to be a Backstabber. He's going to move up there, and it's a 3 bank as well to the left, and he's going to focus. And then Dark Curse is going to move up, as you can see right there. He's going to go 4 forward and focus for his action. So it's looking pretty bad for the Y-Wing and the Z-95 there on the bottom. Next up, Lieutenant Blount's going to move forward, and he is going to target lock, actually. I believe that was Mauler. Yeah, target lock Mauler right there, as you can see. And then Mauler's turn, he's pilot skill 7. He's going to go forward. He went forward 4, and he's going to focus. He's actually going to use his ability, the experimental interface with expose here in a second, and we'll get to that. Dash is up next, the last pilot for the Rebels. He's going to do a slight bank there, one bank to the right, and then also boost back to the left. So that's a starboard boost, and then a starboard move, and then a port bank as well. Some naval turns for you, and then barrel roll there so that I can get back into range. Barrel roll to his starboard port barrel roll, and to get back in range. And then of course Vader's going to move on up. Vader actually gets 2 actions a turn. His first action is focus, and then he's going to target lock as well. And I believe he target locks the Y-wing. It looks like, yep, the Y-wing is target locked. So looking like bad times. Vader starts shooting. First off, he's going to do 2 shields worth of damage to the Y-wing, who only has a single defense die, and you can see the 2 shield tokens going onto the card. I'm putting them on the card instead of taking off, just to make sure. Jay is now talking about the expose experimental interface action. Basically, with Mauler Mithril, he's going to get some extra attack die and lose an agility die, but he gets the extra damage. So he's going to take that, and he's going to shoot at the Y-wing. Some reroll action there, but he's only going to end up with 1 hit, which does actually go through, and then the shield goes shield damage, so the Y-wing's down 1 shield at the top there. Next up will be Dash. Checking range, and then he realized, hey, that guy's out of range. I roll 4 hits, not a whole lot he could do. Goodbye, Mauler Mithril. So Dash just one-shot Mauler Mithril. That's pretty bad times for him. And then the other guys are going to shoot. I'm just going to go through this real quick because it's pretty obvious. That tie is going to fire at the Y-wing. At the end of the day, after it's all said and done, the Y-wing's going to take a lot of damage. I believe there's another shield from that tie. Next tie is going to shoot another. I believe it's going to be an actual damage now. So 2 damage. Which we were looking for the cards here. So, and then I explained to Jay I was putting the shield tokens on, not off. So I had everything right. He was just confused as how I was keeping track, but I wasn't cheating. We had to go through the motions of how the damage is working. So there's the 2 damage cards. He's taking 3 shields and 3 damage. So barely hanging on there. All right, rolls some more shooting. The Y-wing, I believe, takes a crit this time. So he's only got 2 hull left. The last shot, or no damage, sorry. The last shot is going to be a crit, which is ends up being 2 points of damage. So it's a critical hit. So he takes all 5. The Y-wing is blasted before he even has a chance to shoot. Then he's going to fire at the Z-wing, who's going to take his 2 shields. So he's already out of shields at this point. It's looking pretty rough for that Z-wing. So some more shooting. So pretty effective turn overall for the Empire. Definitely put the hurt on the fleet, and it's just firing back. I believe Blout did no hits back, and then the 1 Z-wing that was left did 1 hit on the second tie, and then the last Y-wing was able to do 1 ion hit as well. So a little bit of damage using the ion cannon turret, using the BTL upgrade, so that's what that Y-wing's doing. And then the Z95 fires here as well. And there's those hits that I was talking about. So pretty good turn for the Imperials. The Rebels did manage to down 1 ship, so not terrible. Kicking off turn 3, the Z-wing on the bottom of your screen here is going to move up 3. It's actually going to be a 3 bank, and actually bump the TIE fighter there, unfortunately for me. So he does not get an action. The Y-wing is going to go 4 ahead, which is a red maneuver, and he is not going to be getting an action this turn. The second, this is tie number 2, is going to do a 4K turn, so he's going to flip around there. That's his action. It's a red maneuver, so no additional action. And then Jay is going back and forth. He moves the 3rd TIE fighter at the top of the screen up, which is the simple thing. And he only gets to move 1 because of the ion, and he will focus as part of his action because he does get that. The next tie is going to roll up there, and he does a 3 bank, and then he will do a barrel roll here. He's kind of going back and forth, and he goes over the options here. He does a barrel roll, as you can see right there, and then he's looking that way. So just getting him out of the way there. And next up is Dark Curse. He's going to do a 3 hard turn to his port side as well. He's going to go right through those asteroids, thread right through. He's going to focus for his action. Next thing we'll do, Jay is actually going to, honestly, it's just a big oopsie on his part. He pulled the tie and then marked it with the 1 template and then forgot to put the tie back after he pulled the template. And honestly, neither one of us noticed. And yeah, we just kept right on playing. Blout's going to do a bank there, as you saw at the top of the screen. Hard left, and his action is just looks like a focus. Then Dash is going to go. He's going to do a 1 bank. It's a green maneuver, so he loses the stress, gains a focus back from Kyle because of the stress mechanic with Kyle. And then I do another boost maneuver, as you can see there, a boost to the port 1 curve there. And then I choose to push the limit and put a target lock on Vader with Dash. So Vader is target locked now from Dash. Moving on, Vader's now going to go. He's going to move up, and then he's going to use his 2 actions. The first action is, looks like he does a focus, and the second action he goes for a barrel roll. So he goes right there. He's now got a very nice shot into that Z-Wing's rear arc. You can see the Z95 headhunter there. So we start with shooting. Vader is up first. He fires into their rear arc, getting a bonus die there, but the Z95 manages to dodge his 2 hits, and Vader completely whiffs. Dash fires back at Vader. He's going to roll 4 dice, heavy laser cannon again at range man 3. I get 1 whiff. I use the reroll and get 4 hits, but then Vader rolls 3 dodges, so Vader loses his shield again. Vader with the shield upgrade, so helps out from there. Backstabber's going to shoot into the Z-Wing, Z95. He actually misses. And then that's pretty much it for the Rebel shooting. There's not a whole lot more going on. The other guys fire. You have 1 tie, I believe, who's going to fire into the Z-Wing, or sorry, the Y-Wing. All these wings are flying around for the Rebels. Couldn't they have been more creative with the name? He whiffs, but then no other shooting from me, so... Yep, pretty much it for the shooting phase. So Rebels get out unscathed pretty much, and we go to turn 4. So first up again, the Pilot Skill 2 Z95 Headhunter is going to go. He is going to do a 3 bank to the right and focus for his move. Next up is the Y-Wing. He's going to be doing a 2 bank to his port side, and his action will also be to focus, just in case he needs to dodge or what have you. Next up will be the tie Black Squadron tie number 2. He's going to do a 2 bank and focus for his action. And then the third tie is going to do a hard 3 and focus as well. So that will be his action. So those are the 2 Black Squadron pilot skill 4, maybe pirate. And he, the third tie there, he's going to barrel roll. Next up, Dark Curse is going to do a hard 2 and focus for his action. And then Backstabber is going to go 2 ahead. As you can see there, right ahead, and he focuses as well. So this is action. Vader's going to move up eventually. Well, he gets put back, but there's also a barrel roll there from Backstabber. So 2 straight barrel roll, and then the Z95 is going to go. And I'm going to bump that guy. So Blout is going to lose his action. That was Blout's movement. Then we have Dash Frendar is going to move up. He's going to do a 1 green maneuver. That's the bank, slow turn. He's going to drop the stress, get a focus back. And then I choose to barrel roll backwards. Just coming up here to get out of range band, threatening range band 1. So I want to make sure it stays out of my donut, as you can see there. And then I target lock Vader. This is when I remember that I used a target lock last turn. I just forgot to move the icon, so move the token off. So we just slide the token on over, just to make sure we have it all squared away there. So put the target lock on that tie, and then Vader gets to move. Vader here is going to be doing a 3 hard starboard, and I think at this point we realize what's taking so long. We realized that there was a missing tie, but whatever. Well, we just keep playing because it happened. So Jay puts that guy as a marker there to make sure that the tie's there. Vader then goes with his 3 hard turn His actions will be to focus, and then he uses his second action actually to do a squad leader maneuver. Dun-dun-dun. He finally uses that one on the TIE that is target locked to allow him to do a barrel roll. So he does a little checking here just to make sure that he can do everything, and then he's like, oh wait, if I barrel roll closer, slide up a little bit, now you're firing through the asteroid, so I get an additional defense die. So that's the guy that I had target locked and now is going to be getting extra defense die. So yeah, a little bit of pre-measuring, but it's a friendly game anyway. We're just kind of goofing around. A little bit of tournament practice because it is a 6-turn thing. So Vader fires, that's what that roll was, into the Z95. Headhunter at the bottom, and actually missed. So Vader's not having very good luck shooting today. Dash is going to fire back, but now instead of firing at the target lock target, I fire at Vader. I blow my focus to get 4 hits total, and Vader rolls 3 more defense die. So Vader has lost 2 shields, and then another guy is shooting. I believe that was Backstabber. He is firing at that Z95 and gets the kill there from the Z95. So goodbye. The TIE fires into Lieutenant Blount and manages to get 2 shield hits on him. So no more shields for Lieutenant Blount, and just some bad rolling on my part. Everything else on the Rebel side is out of range, so moving to turn 5. Alright, the first thing to activate again is the Y-Wing. So it's going to go to, it's a hard 2. His action is going to be to target lock on Vader, who is definitely in range. Next up will be TIE number 2, who is going to do a 2 bank. Unfortunately for him, he's going to bank right into the back of Vader, so he's going to bump and lose his action. Next up is the TIE number 3, who is going to do a 1 straight ahead, or sorry, a 1 hard 1, sorry, not straight ahead, and that will be his move, and I believe he just does a focus action there. Next up is going to be Backstabber, who does a 3 bank. As you can see, they're moving Vader out of the way just to make sure that he can clear everything. So 3 bank to his starboard side. And then Dark Curse is going to go with a 1 hard to his port side, and he's going to use focus. Then Lieutenant Blount will activate on the Rebel side, and he is going to do a 1 bank, just barely not touching the Y-Wing. His action will be to focus. Next up is Dash, who's going to do a 1 gentle bank, and that's a green maneuver, so he loses stress from last turn from Kyle, gets a focus, and then I opt to do a barrel roll, and that's it. Actually, I don't do a push the limit to get a stress token. Oh no, I do. Sorry, remember, I do a boost action. It's actually, we had a little bit more board edge there. I think the camera got bumped, but I had that in the shop and then it shifted. So I do the boost action and get the stress back. And then last but not least, Vader will go. Unfortunately for him, he bumps into, I believe that's Backstabber. So Vader's target locked. We're just sorting out all the target locks to make sure that they're all lined up with everybody that's target locked. So Backstabber's target locked. Vader's got 2 locks on him from other people. Vader shoots and misses. Dash fires back, and this time I opt to fire at the TIE in the backfield because of the range band and everything else, and I happen to roll really hot, 4 more hits, and the TIE just can't dodge them all, so good night, Mr. TIE 2. So score another one for Dash. Backstabber's up next. 2 shots on Dash, and he actually gets 2 hits, so Dash takes 2 shield hits. Measuring in Aries, everything else is pretty much out of range. Lieutenant Blount, however, is actually very much in range, and he still has his assault missile and a target lock now on Vader. So he's going to spend the target lock, fire the missile, use a focus to do that, and he manages to get a hit, it looks like there. So, and then, of course, with Blout's ability, when the attack hits, it always counts as hits. So the other guys, anybody within range 1 takes an additional hit. So Backstabber also takes a damage, which is, I believe, just a straight damage on him. So some more shooting from the Imperials. There's the Y-Wing firing. The Y-Wing actually fires and manages to, again, I believe at Vader and with, so nothing happens there. So Yeah, moving on from there, that's the end of the shooting, and we will jump on to turn 6, which is, again, the final turn of the game. We were playing a fixed position thing, 6 turns. So first up there is going to be the Y-Wing, who does a hard 2, but accidentally bumps into that TIE fighter there. So just to make sure he's bumped there. And then tie number 3, the final Black Squadron regular guy, goes forward 2 and focuses. And then Backstabber goes with a... Sorry, that was Dark Curse. He did a slight 2, bank 2, focus was his action. Backstabber's going to go... Backstabber does a hard 1 with a barrel roll action to follow up there. Lieutenant Blount, 2 ahead forward. He's actually going to bump. And then we have Dash's turn, who goes straight ahead 2, which is a green maneuver. And then he will do a boost 1 to end up there. And then a barrel roll as well to his left to get closer and out of range. In the backfield now, and then Vader's going to move up. He's going to do a hard 2. His action will be to focus, and he's also going to target lock Lieutenant Blount. He's going to fire first, Vader. He's going to fire first. He is danger close on Lieutenant Blount. He's rolling 5 dice to do damage here, as you can tell. So there's a target lock. Here's he rolling the damage, and with the target lock, he manages 5 hits and just blows Lieutenant Blount out of the water. Good night. Good luck. He is dead. After that, Dash is going to fire. At this point, I'm kind of making sure I don't really know who to shoot. I fire at Dark Curse, who's taking a little bit of damage, I believe, and he manages to dodge all of those hits with 4 dice. So Dark Curse is perfectly fine now. The next shot is going to be Backstabber, and he's going to do 2 more points to the Y-Wing, and that is going to be the end of the game. So that's going to wrap it up. We did call it again because we were playing a time game, 6 turns only. Managed to finish up. So thanks for watching, everybody. Adam here for BoLS, signing off. Have a good one.